Cody Collier, how are you, sir?
Great. How we doing, Leonard?
Good, good. How was your weekend?
Great, great. No, I had a good weekend racing the round 11 at the Buckwheat 100 of the Gncc series. Now I got to second place. Landon Wolfe got me in the last couple of miles. Good. Took a bad line trying to get around the lapper, and Landon was there to capitalize, and Landon got the win, but got the second and the good points for the day.
So when we talked in the pre, it had rained, and you were talking about it being slick. The videos that I watched, it didn't seem muddy or like it was too bad at all.
It definitely absorbed more than I thought it would, but there's definitely good sections of the track where it was still slick out in the woods. Definitely out in the fields where we saw a lot of the footage, it dried. I knew it was going to be dry there, but it absorbed a little bit more than I thought it would. But still very slick out in the woods and sections.
Yeah, because the bikes didn't look that bad.
Yeah, well, yeah, it definitely dried out for the bikes, but
No, I mean your quad didn't look that dirty.
yeah, no, we blew off that top layer that first lap, and it was good and hard pack underneath, like just like I said, it was going to be good and hard pack.
And the the youth race, how was that in the morning?
Andrew Smallwood just kind of walked away with it, got the win. Grant Hunter got second place, and can't believe can't remember who got the third place right now. But at the Andrew Smallwood, don't know if he locked it up in points. I didn't see any pictures of him with the number one plate and wasn't down at the podium for the youth race. But no, I watched him go by several times. Andrew was putting on a really good ride, putting on a clinic, and got the win. But he's
And
close to locking up or locked it up this weekend. He's got like a 17-point advantage, and he's got a lot of wins in second places. So, and the youth gets, I think, 2 drops. I think that 2 or 3. They get 8 or 9 for the amateur class. It used to be 9, but with them going to 12 rounds this year, I can't remember if they went to 8 or 9. 9 races they count.
so the turnout was really good.
The round was great. Yeah, I can't. I didn't look at the numbers for
Okay.
turnout, but no, no, a lot of lappers, a lot of action for sure.
And in the WXC, Chloe Harper surprised everybody with a win.
Yeah, I think it's her second of the year in her rookie season, so she's doing really well. Yeah, she's fourth in points. I think she's only 5 behind Kate. So,
I think
and
it's tighter than that. But Jessica has a 12-point lead over Hanna. So
I
she's
think it's 18.
it's 18. Yes, it's 18. And you have 12 over
Brandon.
Brandon.
Yeah, so no, got the good points. He had a mechanical and he not dropped out of the race, but he had limp mode going into the last lap. So he dropped off pace that last lap and got the third.
How was the battle before that?
It's really good. I actually I have a rear GoPro on, and I led most of the race. And that rear GoPro has a lot of action. It's up on the Philly LS1 YouTube.
Nice,
So
nice.
really good footage.
So you, Landon, and Brandon had a great race until the last lap, it sounds like.
Yeah. No, no, I got off to a second on the start. Robbie Pecorari got the whole shot, and he seen it was me behind him, and he waved me on when he got into an open section and gave me the early lead. And I led the first lap, and going into the second lap, there's an inside line I was eyeballing. I was walking the track, and I tried to hit it that first lap, and it was just too tight of an inside to hit on that 4x4, and I ended up catching the tree and had to hit reverse and get back in the line. So Landon and Brandon both passed me right there, and I passed them both back in like half a lap. So
So it was a good race then, all in all.
yeah, no, I got the lead within back in like half a lap, and just put really good pace out front. Brandon was all over me in sections. There were sections I'd pull away, then like he'd send it a little bit harder than me in a couple of sections and gain the time back. And no, it was a really good racing out front. And then Brandon dropped off the mechanical, and Landon sucked right back up to me. And now just got a good outside line on me with the lapper.
Yeah, it's been a while. If you look at the results, Landon hasn't won a race in quite a while.
Yeah, since Florida, I was really sick, and I had a bad day. I ended up taking my helmet off and getting off the quad and throwing up in Florida. took off my jersey and everything, trying to get my breath back.
Wow.
But yeah, no, not doing well in Florida. And then Frazier had overheating issues.
In this race, he just rode strong and hung out there with you and had a better line choice.
Yep. Nope. Just no. I thought line would work, and the line was too soft when I hit it, and lost too much momentum.
Wow. Well, that sounds like a good race, and you extended the points a little bit, so you had a great weekend. And in the WXC, those ladies, it's not over, but with an 18-point cushion, there's some drastic things have to happen there for Hanna to beat her.
Yeah, no, she pretty much needs a DNF from Jess. So Jess gets like one lap in. I don't know if there's enough girls in the class to not give her 12 points if Hanna were to win, because they do pro class 30 points for a win. So I think 12 points is like a 6th or 7th. So she'd have to at least finish, I think.
Yeah, I don't know how many start or what the points breakdown is. I was talking to Hunter, and he said that alls that Bryson had to do is complete one lap, and he clinched.
So that's they go off of overall, not by class finish, for the number 1 plate and the XC1 points. So if you look at the top 20 overall, that's the points they go off of.
Okay,
as far as XC1 positioning goes, and then out like that trumps the class points, because whenever Boric and Walker Fowler were really close one year and battling for the overall number 1 plate, I believe one of them had a DNF. One of them had a DNF, and it made points weird with within the class where one could win the class, the other one could win the number 1 plate.
Oh wow!
So they make it to where like you're in the top 20 overall, that's your class positioning, and that like trumps the class placement.
That doesn't make sense, does it?
I mean, like it does. Like you have to have like class points, but then like if you get the way they do the national numbers 1 through 20, like I would think your champion would be the guy that gets your first out of your overalls. And that would be your number 1 rider. Like you don't want to have your overall champion.
So if you had an XC2 guy overall, a bunch of them, then he's the number 1 guy.
Well, he's still running from a different class. He would be the XC2 champion. They don't want like a XC1 champion and a number 1 guy.
Yeah, you don't want 2 different number 1s, right?
Right.
So I'm confused.
That was their thought with that.
Well, didn't all Bryson needed to do though was to get enough points. All he had to do is finish 1 lap, though, right?
So he needed to get 16th overall if Hunter won, not in class.
Okay. So Hunter was giving me class, not overall.
And he might have just said it wrong, or I'm not sure. But
I might have misunderstood what he meant too. Beans that we didn't get too in depth with it. I just assumed that that was the case, because he does have quite a bit of point lead. And with him having a problem, I guess they were stressing whether he was going to get enough points to clinch.
Because it's overall, and you would have to finish the race well to get a 16th overall.
And that makes more sense to me now after you explained it to me than the information I was given ahead of time. Because based on what I was thinking, that wasn't the case. But yeah, I get it now.
No, you're good. You're good.
So that's quite stressful for Bryson, but he got 10th, clinched the class, got the number 1, won the XC1 championship and the overall number 1. And the surprising thing is Walker Fowler came away with the win, and he was 45 seconds down on the last lap.
Yeah. No, Bryson gifted them all that one, getting the DNF, or getting the mechanical and dropping back. And he finished 13th overall as well, 10th in XC1, but 13th overall. That's where they're getting the points from. But yeah, Walker just stayed steady, staying in the fight, getting back to old form, and sneaking in the win with the Bryson gifting them one. They all know that. That Walker knows that. So the win's definitely good, but he wants to take it from Bryson one-on-one for sure.
Oh yeah, but dude, coming back and even getting on the podium, I think would have been a win for him. But then to get that overall, that victory, that just made him, that much happier. He's got to give him some confidence. I mean, it's a long road back from that injury he had. It's pretty severe.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, no. I'm just, I know how I'm like Walker. I know how Walker is. The next thought is I got to get, see if I can run with Bryson at this last round. So,
Yeah. How do you think Bryson's going to go into that with wrapped up? Doesn't even really have to show up. Is it going to be a full-fledged effort?
yeah.
How's that going to break down, you think?
Oh, yeah. He's going to go for that win. No, if he's got points wrapped up, he's in prime form right now. So if he goes out and just rides how he's been riding all year, he's going to be up front within a lap. So he knows that he'll be up in the fight and bring it to him for sure.
Do you know why Walker was back in the pack? Did he have a bad start?
But yeah, a decent start. He was like seventh, eighth, I believe, on the first lap, and then yeah, just kind of picked his way through with Josh Merritt. They're sitting fifth, sixth for a while. Got around McGill, sitting behind Cole and Hunter, and Cole and Hunter had a couple run-ins, and Walker and Merritt were there to we're right up in the middle of it, and Walker was able to capitalize at one point. It's catch a lot of it on that the Racer TV from the race. Really, you can see a lot of the battles. Hunter and Cole getting into it, little Rubbins racing action with them, and no, Walker's just there, capitalize. Just find his old form, getting comfortable running that speed again, and yeah, making it look easy. Just kind of stuck with it.
Yeah, and Eller in XC2 got his win.
Yeah, isn't that his first win?
Yeah.
So no, that's very exciting. No, yeah, Bryson locking up the championship, and then Eller getting his first ever win, and XC2 win for that Phoenix Racing team. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, and then Joel's over there in Italy, throwing down heaters, setting the world on fire. So Phoenix Racing had a good weekend.
Yeah, no, yeah, Team USA 1-2, 1-2, 1-2, unreal.
And won all the qualifiers.
Yeah, unreal. Perfect weekend.
I was talking to Thomas Brown, and it's the first time they've been perfect.
It's pretty impressive.
And it's super impressive. Do you think that the last round in the morning race with you and Jessica, because you guys haven't clinched, you still have, championships to win going into the last round, are there going to be anything different that you would normally do, or is it going to be business as usual for you?
For me or Jessica?
For you.
Business as usual. Not going to take any unnecessary risk. Just all I gotta do is get a third place, and championship's mine. So just go out there, try to have a clean race, and don't let anything sneak up and bite me.
So, am I taking that as you're going to play the race by ear, or you're going to win?
I'm playing the race by ear. I don't gotta win. I know Frazier's going to be on a tear. Ironman's really good track for him. So, yeah, if I'm there, see if I'm comfortable running pace. If he's running a little bit more than I want to, I've done as much work as I need to this year. I'll just let him go. So, let Wolf have fun with him.
Nice. Yep,
Yeah.
third or better. And Jessica's only got to get like what, sixth or seventh or better.
Yeah, I'd say so. All she needs is 12 points if Hanna wins. And
Right.
I'm not sure how a tiebreaker would go. That would tie. She would need 13 points if Hanna won. So I'm not sure how a tiebreaker would go. I think Jessica has more wins on the season, but
Yes, she does.
so she would win a tiebreaker then.
And I think Jessica won the first round or first 2 rounds, didn't she?
I believe so.
Yeah.
But
It's
yeah,
interesting. It's awesome and interesting coming down to the wire, with you guys and watching the morning race is still fighting for championships, and the afternoon race, they've all been clinched up. I think Eller's got a big enough gap that he may have locked up number 2 in XC2. I'm not sure.
I wrote some stuff down on all this, but yeah, no, he's pretty. He's real close. No, and then yeah, I think like the top 5 are pretty much set for XC2. I was looking at the points, so there's like 20-point gaps for all of them. So I think XC2 is pretty much locked in. But yeah, no, at the XC1, there's battle for second with Hunter and Cole. Cole's only 12 points off of Hunter, so Cole's gonna need a little bit of help and some luck. So like if Cole won, Hunter would have to get at least 18 points. So
does anybody know what happened to John Galata Jr.?
Junior is in 5th in points, and he's out with a gnarly wrist injury. If you guys haven't seen it,
I hadn't heard.
Yeah, no. We were running the Fast Tracks team race 2 weekends ago, and he tossed it into a open field corner. I'd say 4th gear, pretty much pin coming into it, and it, like downshift into 3rd and shred the corner, and he just tossed it too hard and lost it, and landed weird and pretty much folded his wrist and tore a bunch of ligaments and tendons in there. So he's out for the season. But no, so he's sitting in 5th in points, and Merritt's only 1 point behind him. So Merritt get top 20 overall. Merritt gets the number 5 plate. And Wyatt Wilkins only 22 points back from that 5th. So Wilkins still has a shot if he was to get a 2nd place or better at Ironman. So he could at least get, and then he would need a little bit of help with Merritt having some bad luck to pass Merritt with Merritt scoring points. So
right,
it's there. And then shout out Alex Thyman. He's 16th overall, your top AM right now. So he's the only amateur in the top 20. So him being that high up is pretty impressive. He's had a really solid year. Got 7th overall this past weekend. So riding awesome. Yeah, and then the junior A class, he's pretty much got his championship locked up for his class too. He's got like all wins in a few seconds and 8th. So he's been very solid all year. And then a junior A class, tied at 171 points. Alex Elioff, Jessica's husband, and then Dalton Keys are bound for the championship there.
What class is that again?
Junior A class. So they're tied in points. Dalton has a lot of wins, but a lot of mechanicals and bad finishes. So with drops, they get, they're an amateur class, so they get drops. So Keys might get, if he gets a good finish this weekend, he might get a good drop and a good points cushion. So Alex has been super consistent here. So
wife winning titles, that'd be pretty cool for them.
And then my buddy Corey Vanderlander has been super consistent all year, and he's only down 7 points. So he's sitting in 3rd. He's still in the fight. If he was to win and get a little bit of luck, I think he would. He's there. So, and then the Vet A class, Nick Davidson has 9 wins. He's pretty much locked. They only count nine of your. It's so the amateurs, they count 9 of your races. It's for like the micros, they only count 8. So that's what I was getting, that 8-9 number. But not top. So he already locked up points, 9 wins on the year. About as good as you can do, Nick. So great race in there. And then senior A class, Zach Phillips has 174 points. And then my buddy Brad Whitehead's only 5 points behind him. So all of our classes except all of our A classes except for the college A class that were up for grabs.
It's going to be an awesome weekend in Ironman.
Yeah, but a lot of great races and a lot of race for.
Looking forward to it, brother. Hey, Cody, I want to thank you so much. As always, brother, thank you for your time out there. And we'll catch you on the pre-race for Ironman.